I'm glad you switched to English at the end, so I knew when I was supposed to start. Well, welcome to a very different event, albeit it may not be so different in the future, of course, or at least for quite some time. First of all, I want to thank everyone for their business since we last met, which was a year ago. So thank you very much for your support, and hopefully you feel that you get the support required back from Mitel in equal, if not more, quantities. It's interesting. We had a partner event in Amsterdam in March. I think we were lucky to have that event actually just before the world started shutting down. But one of the things I was saying on stage was really about the word office or location. You know, is the word office becoming a bit outdated, and is it really just now about location, whatever the location is, homes, hotels, coffee shops, you know, whatever. So it was really I didn't realize that the world was going to close down quite so much, but certainly we have seen massive changes, that's for sure. And I do think the way in which many companies work is going to change, I think, forever, without a doubt. There are some tremendous side effects of the tragedy of this pandemic, and one of them is the improvement, I think, of technology and people's abilities to actually work from home, and the acceptance in some countries that working from home or other locations can be just as effective as going to the office. I don't think there'll ever be any complete removal from office, because everyone needs that social and business interaction and the coffee machine talk, which is always different face to face compared to a virtual coffee machine talk. But nonetheless, I do think the working environment is going to change very much for the future. And what I did want to give people was just a bit of visibility into our own strategic imperatives going forward, and just a couple of those I wanted to pick on really, which I think are more relevant to our customers. One of which, of course, is deliver. It's so key at this moment in time that we continue to deliver more and more capable and functional solutions, and you'll hear more from that from Martin Bitzinger after myself. But it becomes so critically important and clear that whilst there is a huge amount of talk about cloud, of course, the on-premise world has actually accelerated for us in the last few months. The hybrid world has accelerated, and cloud sales continue to grow very strongly as well. And certainly during the course of March and going into April, we've been incredibly busy supporting our customers and partners with a great variety of solutions, on-premise, cloud and hybrid. And so I think the number one thing that we have to do as a company, Mitel, is to continue to deliver the products that are needed by our customers and partners. But it has to be simplified. We have to continue to become easier to work with. And I know a lot of companies say that, but I think that is so strategically and spectacularly important, given the complexity and the increasing requirements of our customers as they look to work in a new method going forward. I do think it's important that people know that we are very strong in multiple countries. Why does that matter? It's important, I think, to have a strong vendor in multiple countries, because a strong vendor, by definition, means a good sized vendor, specialized in what we do, whether it's on-premise or cloud, that we have the volume of operations and sales to continue to develop the right products and the right operational capabilities. The requirements from our customer community continues to become more and more complex in terms of what customers need, what they want, what they need for their customers. And underneath the covers, of course, it actually continues to become more complex to make many of these solutions work from end to end. So it's really, I think, very, very key to have a vendor of good size and depth that is able to actually develop these solutions that we all need. And should any of you on this call need shipments or support in other countries, we shipped to over 130 countries last year. We're not in 130 countries, but we do have partnerships, channel partners available in many countries. So if any of our customers have remote locations, or our partners in Sweden need assistance in other countries, we can certainly orchestrate to that. We're clearly operating in a very different environment at this moment in time. And a couple of points I'll just pick on here. The pressure on remote working was absolutely enormous during the course of March, as you can probably imagine. We saw a massive requirement for immediate assistance needed from many different organisations and companies. Interestingly, of course, it does tend to vary country by country. Some countries seem to really want to work just on a soft phone with a headset, and other countries absolutely love to have a traditional desk phone in their home office, and everything in between. I personally have a soft phone, a headset, and I have an actual desk phone as well. I think if you spend a good amount of time working from home, it's actually nice to have both. And I think a lot of certainly Europe is watching with great interest to see what happens in Sweden. The Swedish approach to COVID-19 has been very interesting to watch, and I know we're hoping that every country comes through this crisis as strongly as possible, not just from a human aspect or the business aspect, but also for us collectively in Western Europe. So I certainly follow that with quite some interest. Will we change forever? Boy, you can't open a newspaper at the moment. You can't listen to a radio show with so much commentary going on. Yeah, I mean, the natural environment, I think, has become cleaner. I can see the stars so much nicer and clearer from my house now than what I could previously, which is nice. Will some people ever go back to the office? I think there may be a group of people that never go back to the office, actually. They don't want to go. They've been able to demonstrate they can work well remotely. And so, of course, that means a great change to human interaction as to how people actually collaborate and work together. How long is it going to take us to recover? I'm not sure that flying will be the same again. Maybe not for another 10 years. It could take a number of airlines and airports to actually recover. And so I think this office or location, the lines really do blur between the two. And it becomes so unimportant for where many people work from. It's really how they work and the ability to collaborate in different ways. What we did see pretty consistently across a number of organisations is as the crisis really started to accelerate during the course of March, the first thing companies did was get their people home as quickly as they possibly could. And that got done, I think, very fast in a variety of different ways. People that could get their people home. There are other organisations, of course, that couldn't get their people home, or their people had to stay critical key workers working in the field. And at that point, we really saw a take-up in what I call secure the network, which was really about security of endpoints, capability of remote critical key workers, fit out. Certainly in the UK, we had a 4,000 bed hospital that was built in the space of, I think it was 10 days, with networking and telephony capability. And so there was a huge amount of work done on security and remote capability, whether people were still working in the field or in critical installations of infrastructure. And what we are starting to see now already is some early thinking about business continuity. As companies start coming back to a more normal way of working, whatever that completely means, is we are starting to see now a much more robust planning relative to business continuity, which I think will span into business efficiency, infrastructure efficiency and capability, and of course unified communications capability and efficiency. I do think we're going to see a big pickup with that for the probably the second half of this year and going into next year as well. So certainly these are changes that we've seen consistently across the business. What does remain constant for us at Mitel is our go-to-market approach for our customers. I mean, very simply, we are a channel-centric vendor, which basically means that we will transact and continue to transact via our partners. Very often you see us working together in challenges and opportunities and solution requirements with our customers, where you see both Mitel and our partner appear. Sometimes the partner's on their own, of course, because we have many great, very capable partners. But what isn't going to change is our go-to-market channel centricity. That is going to be consistent as to how we work. Martin will talk much more comprehensively than I possibly can do, all right, about our technology, but as you're going to hear from him, it's actually been a remarkable 12 months, and I think as we've done a lot more pushing the boundaries of capabilities and people needing emergency help and critical help with their UC and C infrastructure and telephony, the additional products and capabilities that we have brought to market over the last 12 months, I think in particular the last 6 months, has truly been very impressive. And I know Martin will take you very comprehensively through that, and he'll probably talk a little bit about the continual development work we are doing, which all help massively with the remote working. We do have a fairly extensive professional service operation as well, and that really is there to support our end user customers and our partners. We generally don't transact direct with any customers. We always work to initiate our professional services through our partners to make sure our customers have absolutely the right solutions. And I think professional services for everyone continues to increase in importance because of the so many different elements that are needed now to be brought to a comprehensive solution. Just a couple of final thoughts from myself. Yeah, we will absolutely continue what you expect us to continue with, which is delivering well thought through solutions and products. From time to time we always get challenges. I think we respond pretty well to those challenges. The most important thing to us is our customer community, without a doubt, and that is what we are absolutely 100% orientated around. I think timing in life is everything. We have introduced a lot of new products and we'll continue to introduce new capability to the market, whether people work in a home office or a proper office location. But you can certainly depend on us to continue to be around for a very long time, delivering what you need. At this point, what I'd like to do, is my great delight to hand over to Martin. We often see him following this sequence, and I know that I always get an awful lot from Martin's sessions as well. So Martin, over to you, sir.